anyway. Hello, welcome. Bjorn back again. We're gonna play some Hellblade again, because I didn't have enough yesterday, and I guess I have to keep to my word that I was gonna play it today. Uh, this time we're going after Valravan, the god of illusion. I know everyone loves him, so it'll be a wonderful time. Just gonna, I guess, start and go for a bit. Not gonna be playing for too long. Hopefully longer than yesterday. But I have to do some chores around the house because I guess now I have some company coming over. Gotta get ready for that. But yeah, anywho, without further ado, back to the Hellblade, obviously. I've been trying to mentally prepare myself for this, because it's a doozy. We're gonna have to do the puzzles first, though, so hopefully that'll give me a bit, prepare.
Valravan, ancestor of the seers and master of ravens. He hunts his prey with his powers of illusion and feasts on their remains. Follow the path to Valravan and defeat him in battle to earn his mark. The gate to Helheim cannot be opened without it.
Nice. It's good to be back. I love this so much. I'm gonna try to get all the runes, but I'm not gonna make any promises.
Ymir was a frost giant, a being of darkness, and all his sons and grandsons were dark after him. Of his daughters and granddaughters, some were monstrous, but others fair. But there was another who came from the ice. Buri. In shape, he was like a man, big and powerful. His son, Bor, took a fair giant to be his wife, and they had 3 sons. Odin was the eldest, and the Northmen hold him to be the foremost of the gods, the All-Father.
I love that they have different runestones for the different areas. It's really nice. Is my mother? No. I don't think there's a face of my mother over there. Galina.
Illusion hides the path to Valravan. Don't trust your eyes. Find another way to see the truth.
What's that? It's a door. Push it. Push it. Push it. He did it.
Doing right. I like this. This is really cool. Like, that's a great game mechanic.
It's funny. We all want to see behind the veil, don't we? Once we do, we mostly just close our eyes again and pretend what we saw was never really there.
Does that mean there was a hidden treasure? No? Okay.
This is the price she pays for seeing things differently. Because once you gaze into the relentless darkness, all
This
that
is
lurks within it.
This is a battle if ever I saw
See
one.
you too.
It's too bad.
I see there's a guy on the left.
Better fight.
Ooh, he's learning. Oh, is someone else cranky?
He's down. Finish it. Strike him.
Ooh. Whoops. No, you guys. I thought we were holding gap. Oops. Got locked in a kick. And I know I can use the focus. Like, I can do this. And then just stab them. But where's the fun? I want to have the pain of, like, having to dodge. Is that it? Okay.
The Northmen will not stop her. She will find what she's looking for.
Eventually. I don't give up. So...
Valravan's power of illusion comes from ravens. Align the ravens
It's a nice power.
to break his magic seal.
Show me what you have seen, Truth.
I love his illusion bits. Like, they did this really well. He's such a interesting one to battle.
Something's shifting. Something's happened. Something's shifting. Can you feel it?
I don't think there's any runes in here. Let's just continue on my way. Welcome, by the way.
Do you feel it? It's like crossing into another world that looks the same but feels different. An lost world where the forest itself is watching.
It really is. See, there.
Another day.
And I think there's a rune over there, or a stone,
Stay back.
but I want to activate this first.
Open it. You can do it. Don't.
To break the seal, align the ravens with the mark of Valravan.
Let me have a quick look.
Can't you see?
Was I right? No? Okay. Sorry. I just want to be thorough. I think in order to get up there, we have to go this way, through this magical greatness.
I hear something.
If you hear the sound of Valravan, follow it, and it will lead you to him. But be aware of his illusions.
Challenge me.
Headphones, this is so great. I like his chanting. And it's gone. This part's so cool. I like the eyes looking at you, just chanting. It's great. Oh, but what's this? He's not there. What a sneaky little baby.
She lost. Maybe the first time. Last winter, before the tragedy.
Pop over here.
She journeyed into the wilds of her native land, living off berries, roots, and rabbits. Uncommon, you see. We call such a person a Gelt. Some like Death become Gelt in search of penance. Like Senua.
Just gotta do that to make sure it can
Purge
get
your
back.
curse. Those who make it back are forever changed.
Whoosh. And I don't know if I need this one open, but let's be safe.
Northmen say that Odin and his brothers killed Ymir, and that the world of men was formed from his corpse. They made his bones into stone, and his flesh into earth, and his blood into the salt sea. They set his skull to be the bowl of the sky, with his brains for clouds. Odin and his brothers caught the sparks flying from Muspel and made them into stars. And to protect the new world from the giants, they used Ymir's great curving eyebrows as walls.
I mean, that works. If that's how you want to make a world.
She can get up now. What's
Can I
happening?
help
She can
down?
get up now.
Nope.
She can get out. It must be magic. Dark magic. A trick. Raven. Tricking her. Raven. How can she get up? Wait. It's him. Dark magic draws her closer. It's not him. He's helping her. It's not him. It's a trick. She's doing it on her own. He's not tricking her. It's magic. It's an illusion.
Okay. Door open. I think there's a few more of these to do. Ugh. Just don't know that I'm mentally prepared to fight him yet.
We picture fear, and we think of a shadow in the woods, a creature in the night. If only it were that simple. The worst kind comes without warning. Deep and primal
Alright,
signals
this
from
one's
within.
locked.
A reminder that just because you cannot see the threat, it doesn't mean that it's not already here.
Drew says there's always another route. Find a way.
Okay.
Find your own.
I believe this is a battle moment. Hello? Take you out first. Sorry, I was checking my mirror. It was not the time to use it. Yeah, I thought I heard one. Take it. Like, wow.
Behind you.
Oh, you can't block this shit. Okay. I was unsure. Oof. Oops. Oh, another one. Okay, he's waiting. He's being a patient boy. Not so patient. Headphones really make this so much better. Oops. Little panic there. Man, oh me. I could go for some lore right now.
The Northmen say you must sacrifice in order to receive. They tell how the runes were revealed to Odin only in sacrifice. He hung himself from the world tree, and he stabbed himself with a spear, and he dedicated the sacrifice to himself. For 9 nights he hung on the tree without food or drink. And at last, he saw the runes below him. He gave a cry, and gathered them in his mind, and learnt them. Then he fell from the tree.
Okay, puzzle time.
Do you know what it's like to leave everything behind? Your home, loved ones, to head deep into the wilds, perhaps never to return. Senua does. Because when darkness speaks, it changes everything.
Oh, I knew it.
Turning home into a foreign land and loved ones into strangers. Exile makes sense when you realize that you were never really home in the first place.
I'm trying to get all of these if I can.
Northmen say that Odin is always in search of knowledge and wisdom and magic. There was a very wise being named Mimir, who guarded the waters of wisdom which flow from the roots of the world tree. Odin wished to drink from this spring, but he had to pay a price. So he gouged out his own eye as offering to Mimir. He drank from the well and traded one way of seeing for another.
You know, sacrifice. Ooh. He's singing my favorite tune again.
Raven. Raven's soul. It's over here. It's over here. Is that? It's over there. No, it's here. There's two. Listen, focus. Listen. It's magic. This reminds her of something. The forest. Where? Which forest? Forest in the wilds. The wilds.
I think I can just hop
She went to the
down.
wilds a long time ago. Why did she go to the wilds?
Maybe not.
She wanted to fight her own darkness.
I was gonna
She
see.
thought she could beat her own darkness.
Oops, getting stuck on statues here.
It nearly killed her, but she tried. Druth helped.
Because that would have been a nice little shortcut down that trench.
She can't beat her own darkness. She wanted to marry Dillian. She came to beat her own darkness and marry Dillian. But it didn't work. She thought her curse would affect him. She thought her curse would spread to him. She thought she'd bring the darkness to him too. She nearly died. She thought the curse made her tainted. Druth helped her.
So, that would have been way more helpful earlier. I think Galena's over there. If not, it might be a rune. Let's have a look. And then I think this might be the last one for this area. Ooh, it is.
The Northmen say that Odin has two ravens. Their names are Thought and Memory, and each day he sends them out to fly all across the world. Upon their return, they perch on his shoulders and tell him everything they have seen and heard. In this way, he learns of things far and wide, and for this reason, he is called the Raven God. Senua, like Odin, you must seek wisdom through thought and memory if you are to succeed in your quest.
Thanks, Truth. Your tales are really what keep me going. I know this seems like a weird thing to do, but I have to go back to that little archway and put the wall back up. Boop. I don't know if you saw that, but the wall just flickered back out of reality, back in real quick.
The ravens. They've gone. No. Half of them have gone. They've gone. Some are still there. But where? No, Raven's helping. No. He's not helping. It's true. Quiet. I can't think.
Out in the wilds, in the cold winter woods,
Where?
she no longer felt fit for this world. She almost gave in to the darkness. But she remembered Dillian's words. She remembered her promise. She resolved
This
to
one?
fight on and kill that which had become part of her.
I got stuck on an invisible nothing. Or, you know, my mind's eye didn't see it, so maybe it was there. Oh, right in front of me. See, like, your eyes don't work very well. Can't see in front of you. There must have been something there holding me back. Give this a push. It's definitely taking me somewhere, yes. Thank you, voices.
The ravens. They were what? No. There's still three. There's three. There's three. Where have they gone? God, she didn't.
Looking back, I was so naive to think she could banish it on her own. The further she saw into the darkness, the more she struggled to see anything at all. And the gloom. The smallest hints of shape, sound, thought, grow in strength until they consumed her whole.
Whoosh.
Before she knew it, the darkness had her in its claws.
Just hop down.
There is no such thing
that
as
works.
victory when it comes to the darkness. It's like it doesn't want to kill them. Yet, all gnawed her, biding its time. Only when she is at her weakest will it strike to kill. Will she find Dillion before her time comes?
Hopefully we find Dillion. Well, I mean, his head's right there, but hopefully we find the rest of them. I don't know why I'm looking for runes. There are none. And here we go. One more puzzle and the great, wonderful Lord himself.
Overcome Valravan's final illusion to face him in his keep. I know you can do it, Senua. You have the sight.
We both see the darkness. We can fight it together.
But just put some
Speak to me,
tree
Drake.
branches
Tell me a story.
in the path.
Senua, listen. I will tell you the tale of a man called Findan. The Northmen captured Findan's sister, and his father sent him to pay for her release. But they took his gold, put him in chains, and held him for a day and a night without food or water. Then they released him. I don't know why. Upon his return, his father's enemies in Erin set fire to his home. His father burnt to death, and his brother was killed. But he escaped with sorrow in his heart. His father's enemies offered redress for his loss and invited him to a feast. It was at a hall near the sea. But when he went there, they betrayed him to the Northmen, who enslaved him and took him to hell. 6 years later, his slave masters landed on the shores of Orkney, burning all before them. And into that fire, Findan made his escape. What was Findan burnt away that day. But from the flames, a new man stepped forward, and Druth was born. Druth, the man that I am now. And though Findan never set eyes on his dear sister again, I, Druth, have found you, Senua.
I wish you could have seen my home before these dark times.
Okay. The moment we've all been waiting for. I'll be honest, this might take me a few tries. Even more if I don't pay attention to what I'm doing.
Broken. The gate is open. Open.
This darkness. I know it from the wilds. It's coming back for me.
Prepare for sweaty hands to engage.
I'm still here. Are you too? Where are we? I remember. It didn't end well in the wilds. It never does. You think you can overcome the darkness, make sense of it, and once relief settles in, strikes out of nowhere, throwing you helplessly back into the maelstrom, drowning the mind in fear, deeper, deeper, dragging you down so far into the void that maybe this time there is no coming back. But there, in the darkness,
Senua,
she remembered what he told her.
hear me. Reach out to me. Senua, take my iron mirror. Look into it, for it is a window into the underworld. Within, you will see the face of the darkness that you fear. And if you focus, like I have taught you to, you will also see that as much as the darkness has you trapped within its veil, it too is trapped within yours. Focus. Focus! Focus!
I see you! I see you now! You led me to the wilds! You trapped me there!
Bam! Right in the balls. Oops. I do not know how to dodge that second blast. Oof.
Quickly get up! They're coming! She's hurt. She won't get
I mean,
from this far.
oh. I can probably block his attacks. I just keep forgetting. Man! What a guy! What a move! Just you? Okay, two. Pardon me while I bump into you.
Find a good position. Don't let them surround you. You can do it. You're close.
My button's got. Oh my goodness! Jumped right into that one. I really need those mirror moments for for when he turns into Shadow Man. Oops. Ooh. See, from my understanding, when he does that twisty fly, I can just pop in and smack him one. Oh. Stop it. Oh, it worked. Now that's what I like to see.
She's nearly there. Surprise him. Use your sword, calm focus.
Thought there would be three. I'm trying to save my mirror for Valraven. What's that? That dodge. Oh, 2 in 1. I find saving the mirror for when he turns into a shadow is best. I realize how bad I feel at this. Ooh. Not close. No, my mirror failed me.
I never beat you in the wilds, did I? It was an illusion. But not this time!
I was sure I'd have to do this multiple times. I need some tea.
The mark of Valravan. One of the keys to the gate to Helheim.
Oh, I got
Hold
battle
it
shakes.
in your mind's eye.
With every battle, darkness grows stronger. Every victory bringing her closer to defeat. Unfair, isn't it? In those dark winter nights in the wilds, there were times when she considered
There, just fix that.
letting go. If it weren't for Druth, a chance encounter in the wilds, she would not have heard his stories of the Northmen. And she would not have this chance to find Dillion's soul.
I'm coming. I still hear you.
I thought I turned off those silly achievements. Maybe I did. Nope. Sorry for the achievements. I tried turning them off. Okay, we can just head back now.
When she was younger, she would lay in the grass and stare at the clouds. And then she saw them. Elusive. Shifting faces. After a while, she could see the faces everywhere. In the trees, the mountains, caves.
I might be thinking wrong, but Galena might have been on the way back.
I wonder. Can you see the faces too? They're there.
Ah, yes, there she is.
If you look for them.
My mother.
Senua, you have the sight. Just like I do. Once you can see into the underworld. The underworld and all the souls within it will see you. Don't be afraid when they speak to you. I will always be here to guide you.
Thanks, Mom.
Did you see her? That was her mother, Galena. She was a priestess, a healer. She taught Senua to see the weave that binds the world together. And it was beautiful. It was a time before the darkness. But when it did come, it first came for her mother. Senua still sees her face from time to time, hidden in the world. Like she's still watching over her. She misses her so much.
So, I believe next is the Trials of Odin. Let me tell you, they are some wonderful trials. I hope I make Odin proud.
With the mark of Valravan and the mark of Surt, you may cross the bridge over the River of Knives to Helheim.
I have to say, this is a really fancy gate. I would love to have a gate like that.
Why is she waiting? Open the gate. Open the gate. No, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Don't open the gate. Don't. She's done it. It's so dark. It's dark. The dark. Only the dead may cross. Only the dead may cross. Only the dead may cross.
Truth? Anyone?
There is no one here but me.
Not you.
Did you think that I would let you go? That you lost me back in the wilds? I will never let you go. You can't get rid of me. I am your shadow. And I will be watching when you draw your last dying gasp.
I'm not ready to die.
You will be when you see what they did to your dear beloved.
Damien!
Bloody gold.
In this waking nightmare, where all dreams come true, you searched for control, a way to pull through. When you were in love, you left him in tears, to smother your furies and banish your fears. But in darkness they came, through stormy black seas they raided these shores. Do you still hear his screams? And now that you're home, he's so far away. They've taken his soul. To these gods you cannot pray. They can break you, but not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through his darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats a heart. You fought for love unspoilt by your darkness within. You fought for your dreams. Now there's no way to win. In the head of his corpse lies the seat of his soul. So you must carry his vessel to bring him back home.
I love how your dark voice rhymes. That's really great.
No!
They can break you, but not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through this darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats a heart. The darkness touched you. Everyone could see it in the hollows of your eyes. A gaze averted from life. You ran from it but brought it nearer. Led it to him. An endless suffering, worse than death. And you wanted to surrender, abandon and to find peace with the gods. No. The darkness won't allow it. So you will walk into the lair of the beast. Look it in the eye, and you will go to war. This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
My face.
The gods made you a warrior for a reason. It's your calling.
I don't have this set to a specific difficulty, by the way. It's just on auto. Too soft. Oh!
End it now. This is nearly the end.
You know, I'll just...
When there is a new road ahead, the only one that makes any sense.
Nice. They're playing my battle tune. I love that mirror.
Every gate you open into darkness brings another challenge.
Ooh. What a funk.
Get up quick. It's not over.
Gotta give myself a little health back. Boop, right in the butt. You got me.
It's nearly over. Finish it.
Excuse me, pardon me. How did that count as him blocking me? I'd love to know. I like his antler armor.
Behind you. Winning.
Ooh. Hippity hoppity. Can't catch me. Ooh. I liked that move. Whew. More runes. My favorite.
The journey to Helheim is never a straight one. Each must find their own path. Align yourself with its secrets, and you will find yours.
That's it, Truth? I thought it was going to be more than that, but thank you.
However you come to the gold-covered bridge that leads to Hell, you may find it guarded by a giantess. She will ask your name, she will ask your lineage, she will ask your business. The Northmen tell of the warrior woman Brynhild, who leapt into fire and rode to Hell to join her slain love Sigurd, and is challenged by the giantess.
I think the next one's behind that door. Oh, right. Okay. Gifu, I have to get on the ground. And I hurt my mother. Just a somewhat slow, quick detour. I know that's contradictory.
Oh, Senua. Your father does not hate me. He just fears the souls in the underworld. He cannot see that they are already afraid. But I am their healer, and I must answer their cries for help, even if it displeases him.
Don't worry, Mom, I'm with you. Should be, yep, udon. Boop.
Hela possesses large dwelling places in Helheim. Tall are her walls, high are her gates. The name of her dish is hunger. Her knife is famine. On her threshold all will stumble. Her bed is called sick bed, and her bed hangings are called flames of a funeral pyre. They say she is easy to recognize, half black and half the color of flesh, and her face menacing and grim.
Yeah, that sounds like Hela. Okay. On the bridge again. We go. It's a bit knackered.
It's opening.
Jeez.
Who is it? It's coming.
That song again.
Is it?
It's Hela.
Yes, the source of the darkness. It's coming. This is your moment.
I'm sorry.
I can't look away.
What are you doing? You're showing weakness. You're not a warrior. You're a disgrace. The gods will punish you for this. Pick up the sword. Pick it up. Fight the darkness. Fight it. Get up. Get up. Get up and fight.
Stormy seas and lost souls. She's dreamt of this before. They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts and fears, as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake, and we only see what our inner eye creates for us? Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people feared seeing the world through her eyes. Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
You failed the gods. You're pathetic. Rotten. Cursed. What were you thinking? Did you really think you could win? How stupid can you be?
So stupid.
Everyone hates her. She's a curse.
The shadow hates.
Look at you. A warrior. Worthless. Weak. Pathetic. Go on. Feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
Everywhere. What's that?
Take it. If you're too much of a coward to fight, then end the suffering. Broken and lost. Just like your sword.
Come on.
I liked that sword too.
Why go on when you give everything and face that which torments you, only to find that it is worse than you could have imagined? Why go on? Is it really so weak to ask this? Or are we just so afraid of the honest answer that we do not dare pose the question? Sometimes the answer lies in a memory, a feeling, a song.
It's not real. It's a trick. It's not real. Listen to it.
Don't give up.
Dillian. It's
Not like this.
It's not real. It's a trick. Don't trust it. Maybe you're already dead.
Who are you?
Do you still believe in me, Shadow?
No, it's not. It's a trick. It's a trick. He's already dead. He can't be here. It's impossible.
Come to me. Please.
I love the soundtrack in this. I just love everything about it, really. Like,
The light. Come.
so good.
It's him. There he is. It can't be him. It's just a trick. It's in your mind. It's in your mind. It's real. What's happening? Go towards it.
I don't believe there's any runes here yet. But once we get kind of over that way, there will be.
It's Dillian. He's gone. You were too slow. How could you? Keep going. How could you? Keep going. Ignore the pain. I told you it was the trick. You.
Where are you
That shield's almost like mine.
There's nothing to follow. Come on.
Before she first met him, she was not in a good place. Just a teenager, but not like the others. Barely functioning, she rarely left the house. Her father, Zinbel, made sure of that. Only occasionally did she venture out on her own, collecting firewood and herbs. Errands out in the Orkney Plains. That was her world. Like this one. Barren and lonely.
Nope. I'm getting too impatient. I know there's a bunch here, though. They're gonna be like broken ship parts. I just want to have a quick look. I'm sorry. Okay. Poor Senua, she's not doing so good. There goes Dillian. Maybe I'm just being too impatient and it's like after this part. Although that looks pretty tempting. Oh, it's my mother!
Senua, there will be times that you will feel alone and exhausted, like a strange little fish swimming against the tides of the big ocean. But have the faith to let go and let the tide carry you away. Because the whole ocean is your home. It does not ask you to swim against it.
Thanks for your reassurance, Mom. Love you. We'll be seeing you again.
It's already disappeared. Nothing lives here, not even you. It's in your mind. You think you can see it, but it's in your mind.
There he was. The lone figure of a boy. Saw play under the shade of a tree. She remembers the first time she saw him. To her young eyes, he moved as if dancing. And the world danced with him. The gloom lifted. For the first time in years, she felt a ray of hope.
See, I was impatient.
The Northmen tell of a great hero. His name is Sigmund. His father's hall was built around a great tree, and one day, Odin comes and thrusts a sword into the tree, a gift to whomever can release it. Many try, but the sword only comes out at Sigmund's touch. His brother-in-law, King Siggeir, wants it, but Sigmund refuses him, so King Siggeir plots revenge. He invites Sigmund and his brothers to a feast, but when they arrive, they are met with an army, not a warm welcome. King Siggeir captures Sigmund and his brothers, steals his coveted sword, and readies them for execution.
What a god. There's another. I think I can't do anything there yet. So I'll just ignore that for now. I hope I get the runes in the right order. I'm sorry if they're not. Makes the story sound odd.
Death for Sigmund and his brothers seems certain. But the king's wife is Sigmund's sister, and she begs for mercy and implores the king to chain them up instead. He agrees. Not for mercy, though, but because he plans an even more cruel and lingering death. Chained to a tree in the forest that night, a she-wolf comes and devours one of Sigmund's brothers. She returns, ravenous, night after night, until only Sigmund is left. The next day, Sigmund's sister sends a servant with honey to smear on Sigmund's face. But to what end? Well, that night, when the she-wolf appears again, you'll never guess what happens.
Really making her run for it. It's probably not good on her wounds.
Day after day, watching from afar, she mimicked him, perfecting her own secret dance, wishing those fleeting moments of light would stretch out to last forever.
As the she-wolf licks the sweet honey from Sigmund's face, he bites the wolf's tongue. The she-wolf pulls away, but Sigmund holds on. The chains break, and he is free. After his escape, Sigmund lives like us, hidden in the forest. His enemy, King Siggeir, believing him dead, as his sister plots revenge. And for vengeance to succeed, even the great Sigmund needs help. So she sends her sons to him. But their blood is weak and corrupted, and they're put to death by Sigmund. So his sister hatches a new plan, one that is cold of heart and pure of blood.
Have to say, he must have had some strong teeth to be able to hold on.
She could do the same. See the world through eyes anew and dance with it, just like he does.
This is really beautiful.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zenua's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait. Who taught you to fight like that?
No one.
No one?
Well, I watched you, and...
You learnt all of that from watching me? You should become a warrior, you know.
Me?
I'm Billy. I'm here for the warrior trials. Come and watch. And bring your sword.
You can't put it into words. That moment when you look into the eyes of the one who's supposed to reassure you, make you feel safe. It only takes an instant. Fear swallows you before you have a chance to make sense of it. And darkness becomes a part of who you are.
You killed him.
But her world changed the day the Northmen took him from her. Senua knows that there's no going back to how things were. That there's nothing to go back to at all.
Stay still, stay quiet, hide, don't tell her.
Their gods can see into your mind. They will use this power to destroy you.
They won't stop me. I can still feel it.
Whatever's left of him, they will never let him go.
I'm not gonna let him rot here.
You're the one rotting here.
Leave me alone.
You will die here.
No.
And all your suffering will have been for nothing.
Shut up! Dillion? Is that you? I'll find you, man. I promise.
Can you see him? You won't believe it. Is he not real? Is he there? You're alone in these mountains. Is that Dillion? Nothing lives here. You won't survive. You met him by the tree. She met him by the tree. Maybe it's a sign, the tree. What's he trying to tell you?
Oh.
He's waiting for you by the tree.
Silly, you can't walk over rocks. Maybe they're slippery.
Sigmund's sister trades shapes with a sorceress, and in disguise, she lies with her own brother. She gives birth to a son named Sinfjotli. After a time, she sends him to the forest to Sigmund. He tests the boy and finds him strong and fearless, and so they go to take their vengeance on King Siggeir. But luck is not on their side. They're captured, and Siggeir has them buried alive.
Wow. What a dick.
As Sigmund and Sinfjotli are being buried alive, Sigmund's sister throws an armful of straw into the grave mound. Hidden in the straw is Sigmund's sword, the gift of Odin. They cut their way out of the grave mound and set fire to Siggeir's hall. The king burns to death. Sigmund calls to his sister to come out so that she may live and be honored. She does come out, but only to tell him the truth. That she had slept with him, her brother, to beget a strong avenger. I am not fit to live, she says, and walks back into the fire. Strike vengeance from your heart, Senua, as there is always a heavy price to pay.
I think there's one more over there, but let's get this sword started. Like, this is a fancy sword.
Take it. A sword. Take it. Dillian left it for you. Take it. Take it. Take it.
Imagine a sword that can slay gods.
So it would be something.
Name is Gramr. It was forged by the god of all Northmen, Odin, and gifted to Sigmund, a great warrior.
I need this sword. It's important. Can you help me?
The sword appears whole, but it is an illusion. It shattered into shards long ago. It is said a great warrior can reforge Gramr by answering the trials of Odin, one for each shard. The roots of the tree of death will take you to new lands where you will face the trials.
Go to the shards. Go to the
Just gonna start off on this side first.
Find it.
Because you gotta wrap around the tree again.
Find it. The metal. The runes. You need that to find it. There it is. Focus. 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 Use your eyes. Look. Get closer. What can you see? Go to it. It's not safe.
I want to tell you a story about a god of the Northmen called Baldur. The second son of Odin. He was beautiful, good, and wise.
Beloved by
He was
all.
fair of feature. He spoke fair words. He gave fair judgments. Light shone from him. Only good things were told of him. Yet he was the first of the gods to die.
Ah, there we go. The first trial of Odin. I hope I can make him proud.
Where are we? What is this? It's the same.
It's the past.
It's another world. It's lighter. It's nicer. The bridge. It's not broken. It's fixed. What happened? The bridge is fixed.
Like, these are really cool.
Let's cross it.
The Northmen tell this story about the death of Baldur. It begins with dark dreams. Night after night, Baldur dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Baldur's mother makes everything in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness. Swear an oath not to harm her son. One by one, they each make their vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him, Baldur's mother boasts. Only Loki, father of Hela, the mistress of death, is not amused.
Oh, Loki. Always gotta cause shit.
Dillian is in there. Don't forget. You can feel me. You need the runes to find Dillian. You need Dillian.
The Rune of Wealth.
He's waiting for you. He always said he's close. He loves you. Feel he's close. He loves you. Calling you. Dillian. Dillian, we're here. Dillian. We're nearly here.
I believe I have to go back to...
Go through it.
Yep.
It's dangerous. Follow it. What's behind the gate? How did they keep it safe?
Sorry, one sec. I just want to see if the other one's open. Ooh, there might be a runestone here.
She should have listened to him. Why didn't she listen to him? She thought she could defy him.
Or maybe this is where the rune is. Because, like, that almost looks similar.
Curse. Now the darkness is swallowing you up. You have no chance of love now. Nobody will love you again. Ever again.
That was indeed the wrong way. And there was no rune.
Dillian, there he is. There he is. What are you waiting for? Quick, find a way. Find him. Go.
Oh.
Dillian, don't lose him. Wait. Where is he? Where's he gone? We're in the wrong world. He's not here. She's in the wrong world. He's not in this world. He's
Have
in the
patience, voices. I know.
He's in the dark world. The dark world.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and
That
white.
looks like Feu, if ever I've seen.
Darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own
That's the
making.
next one.
Dillian taught her to see further. To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of colour stretching away from the glue. And Senua explored new paths into the unknown.
Oh. Silly me.
The gods feast and rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Baldur, striking at him with sword and axe. But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel. But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Baldur's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask the mistletoe," Baldur's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young." Oh dear.
My thoughts exactly.
You can't go up there. You can't go up. Not in this world. Do you remember the way he looked?
Okay.
You can't.
So I'm gonna... Ah!
Do you remember him whispering in your ear?
Cool.
Senua, you got it. Why isn't he here? He's gone. He's in the dark world. He's gone to the dark world. You're in the wrong world. He's in the other world. The dark world. Without you.
We're going there. Patience.
You had that loved you. You squashed it. Destroyed it. Curse them all. is a way up there. She can do it.
That's a new one.
Nearly there. She can find the way.
Loki makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder. The blind god, Hud, was there. Loki asks him why he wasn't taking part. Hud says, I cannot see where Balder stands, and even if I could see him, I have no weapon. Loki replies, here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands. And Hud throws the mistletoe at Balder. It pierces through him, and to everyone's horror, Balder is killed. And for this, Hud is slain.
Poor Hoth. He was just misled by Loki's treachery.
He led you astray. You should have listened to your father when you had the chance. Why didn't you listen to him? This love has tortured you, and it tortures me. Your curse is played. Your curse has claimed Dillion. Poor Dillion. He didn't know. He was kind.
The Northmen tell how the gods mourned Balder. His body was to be burnt on his ship, but they could not manage to push it into the sea, and sent for a giantess to do it. She comes riding a
Years
wolf.
had passed since she left her father. She trained hard.
Sorry.
Alongside her friend.
I didn't think there'd be
She saw things no one else
dialogue
could.
cutting off the story.
Patterns, shapes, movement.
While I look around, I'll re-enable
An
it.
intuition that made her an exceptional warrior. Friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds. That of Zinbel and her past, and Dillion, her future. Two realities tearing at her soul.
The Northmen tell how the gods mourned Balder. His body was to be burnt on his ship, but they could not manage to push it into the sea, and sent for a giantess to do it. She comes riding a wolf, and has vipers for her reins. She pushes Balder's ship into the sea with such force that the ground shakes, and the rollers burst into flames. When Balder's wife sees his body carried onto the ship, her heart bursts with grief, and she dies. She's put next to her husband, and the pyre is lit, sending the dead to hell. But even so, the gods cannot accept his death.
She is pure darkness.
Is that a gate door? It is. I might need this open.
Can you remember what love feels like?
Look what happens to the thing she loves.
She destroys the thing she loves.
Manas. Oh. Nice.
Wasting your time. You have no time for this. Speed up. These traps mean nothing.
Can't go that way.
Send you trials to distract you. They've set you up, and now they're going to watch you. What if these trials mean nothing? It's laughing at you. Take you no closer.
Ooh, I can already see it.
Dillion, and you're letting this get in the way. What if they are just to tire you out, to make you weak before the battle?
Overcome with grief, the gods send Hermod to ride to Hell and ask Hela to let Balder return home. All the gods are weeping, he says. Are they? Asks Hela. We shall see if he is truly missed. If everything in the world will weep for him, he shall go back to the gods. But if even one thing refuses, Balder stays with me. The gods send messengers everywhere. Weep for Balder, weep him out of Hell. And everything wept. Men, beasts, earth, stone, trees, metal, everything. Except for a giantess they find in a cave.
Of course.
Balder was never my friend, she says. Let Hell keep what she has. The Northmen say that the giantess must have been Loki in disguise.
Because Dillion believed in you.
Just want to check. Okay, yeah. I think I have to go out and around. Or not? Oh, okay, yeah.
What does it feel like to be in love?
Go back to the Dark World.
Dillion doesn't know who killed him, but we did.
Always judging me.
You kill things you love with your curse. You kill the things that are most precious to you. You don't deserve this. Nobody will love you.
Wow. What a transfer of voices.
What if this is pointless? What are you doing? Why did you think
The Northmen tell how the gods punished Loki for Balder's death. They captured him and took him to a cave. They fetched his 2 sons and turned one into a wolf, and he ripped his brother apart. The gods used Loki's own son's entrails to tie him down and turned these bonds to iron and dangled a poisonous serpent over his face so that its venom would drip onto him. Each time the venom drips onto Loki's face, he writhes in agony. The Northmen say that is the cause of earthquakes. A reminder, perhaps. The Northmen tell how the gods punished Loki for Balder's death. They captured him and took him to a cave.
My mistake, sorry.
They fetched his 2 sons and turned one into a wolf, and he ripped his brother apart. The gods...
There.
you were guilty? Was it worth it?
I think the last one must have been with this, which I skipped.
That is the cause of earthquakes. A reminder, perhaps, that if even gods must accept death, then so must we.
Somewhere. Ah. Right in front of you, of course.
What if they're all about wasting your time, just delaying minute by minute by minute?
And then back to the Dark World.
What does she think she's doing? Special they mean nothing. Being special. Waste of time. It wouldn't be.
I wouldn't doubt they're laughing at me.
Dillian!
Be very, very careful.
Dillian never much cared for the underworld, and looked dimly upon the druids, like her father, Zinbel. I guess he took after his father, a chieftain who believed nothing he couldn't see, and he happened to be blind. She felt safe in Dillian's arms, learned to see the world through his eyes. And slowly, the darkness that had bound her so tightly began to unravel.
You're going to fall. Careful. No, she's not. She's not going to fall. She's strong. She's
Thank you,
steady.
supportive voice.
You can do it, Senua. Be quick. Be quick. Careful.
Hi, cat. My cat hates this game.
Senua. Your father cannot understand your darkness. He cannot see through your eyes. No one can. My own father was born blind. Doesn't have the faintest idea of what the night looks like. The word dark to him means as little as the word light. So someone is afraid of the dark. So we fix them by taking away their sight. Would you give up the beautiful world that you, and only you, can see just to be rid of your nightmares? Or is this the price you pay for the gift you have? The gift that makes you so special in my eyes. Just another part of the person I love.
Aww.
I left for the wilds to protect you from my darkness. Because I love you. But it made it worse. I'm so sorry.
It's done. You did it, but there's more. There's more. You're tired, but you have to keep going. There's still more.
What time is it?
It's not going to be easy.
Okay. There might have been one over here.
Can you do another one? It's too much. Have you got the water? She hasn't got the
There
energy.
was.
No. Too much to do.
There's a possibility that this is going to be my last trial for today. Just thought I'd let you all know. I appreciate you all joining me, though.
The Northmen say that their Allfather, Odin, gave his eye in exchange for a drink from Mimir's well, the Well of Wisdom. In blindness, there can be wisdom. Only by giving can you receive in return. For this reason, I give my life and pass on my stories of the Northmen to you, Senua.
Where am I?
Oh, the darkness one.
Who's there?
Can you hear me? I'm right here. Can't you see me?
Help me.
Breathe slow.
It's the darkness.
Stay still. Empty your thoughts.
Now this one, I'm pretty sure there's no runes.
Tell me what you feel.
The breeze.
Good. Then there is a way out.
I can't tell where it comes from.
Yes, you can.
The others. The voices. They've gone.
I'm still here.
It's so quiet. So dark.
It's okay. Listen to your own breath. Feel it rise and fall. Good. Be aware of everything you hear.
It's really neat.
Feel. Let your senses guide you.
I can't go on. Lillian?
Find a way. I'm not leaving you here.
Just wait until we're not alone.
I think I'm somewhere else now. The breeze has gone.
Use all of your senses. Let the world speak to you. What do you hear?
Ravens?
Go to it.
I've reached the water.
Good. That's your way out. Follow it upstream.
I'm so sorry. I thought I left us all behind.
Don't be sorry. It's not your fault.
He was right. It's inside of me. It won't let me go.
Senua. My father. He taught me the hardest battles are fought in the mind, not the sword. I'm no coward. Prove that to me in the warrior tribe. This is just another battle. You can beat it.
This isn't your bet. You don't have to help me.
I want to. Besides, you are going to be a great warrior one day. You need
I'll do my best.
I know what you're thinking. He's not really here. It seems there's no escaping the past in this place. And so she's forced to relive it. To what end?
There is a house.
Pretty soon here, we're gonna have some guests, I guess a loose term for them.
I don't know what's inside.
Don't be afraid.
Dillian. There's something in here.
Do you see it?
No.
Then it cannot see you. Quietly move past it. One step at a time.
I really hope I took the right way. Watch where you put those hands.
following me.
Leave it behind. Keep moving forwards.
Running would definitely be a bad idea. I would love to know what they look like when you're not in darkness. I think there's one more room. I'm wading through water.
I think I'm in a house. It stinks of death.
The darkness is testing you. You are in control.
A well. There's a well.
Don't turn back. You're getting close.
Sorry, but I question that logic.
Delia. Help me.
It's okay, Senua. I know they're freaky.
Delia. Is that you? I can see a light.
Yes. I can see you too.
Is it safe to run? I don't know if I want to risk it. I mean, it seems okay, but... We did it!
She could spend hours, days even, trapped within herself, in the dark.
I can hear my cat singing the song of her people.
You see me?
Yes.
It's probably
Your
why
eyes were
people
open,
left.
but you were gone.
And when it finally let her go, she could be anywhere, with no memory of how she got there.
When it comes for me, I have no power over it.
But here, for the first time, someone was there to help.
But I heard your voice. You brought me back.
You found your own way back. All you needed was a little help. A little hope.
Nice. And I think this is where I'm gonna end the stream for today.
What if you're wrong?
Continue with the trials. I don't think I'll be able to Sunday. I might be having guests again that day. But if no one comes over, we'll see about streaming this again on Sunday. But anyway, for those who joined me, I thank you and appreciate it. If you decided to follow, really appreciate that. Shows me I'm doing well. But yeah, I hope you all have a good day or night, which might be the case for you. And thanks again for joining me. Sorry to you joining. I'm just ending my stream now. I apologize, but thank you for joining me anyway. I hope you have a good one. But anyway, bye.